from New York.
That was a different one. You used the open.
I'm thrown off, man, because I failed at trivia for the first time ever.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Drew?
No, I'm just saying, for
Drew,
you, this is what you pride yourself on.
It's one of the things I pride myself on.
He wants to be on Celebrity Jeopardy.
No, I want to be on. I got invited on Celebrity Jeopardy, and I turned it down because if I'm going to get on Jeopardy, it's going to be the old-fashioned way, regular Jeopardy, and I'm keeping the money.
You should just. Oh, because you have to give away the money.
Listen, I'm a charitable fella, but if I go on Jeopardy, I'm keeping the money.
We start again with the man on the mountaintop. After his first 4 touchdown performance in ages, Patrick Mahomes set to take on the Prince in a very tough Jags defense. Nick, are you expecting Patrick Mahomes to stay red hot? He's back to the behind-the-back passes.
Listen.
That might be old footage.
No, that's not old footage.
Okay.
Maybe it is. Do I think they're going to score 37 again? No, I would be surprised if they did that. Do I think that the Chiefs are going to look like the Chiefs as they have since the tackle that turned the tide? Obviously. And so, I mean, you laugh. Listen, you love throwing up numbers that Josh cooks up for you. These are very simple. Okay. Pre and post tackle that turned the tide, yeah. He has been back to MVP caliber. Dust, you can put him up whenever you want, but at this point, most of us, I assume, have him committed to memory.
Oh, yeah.
5 touchdowns to 0 picks, a 120-something passer rating after a really rough opening 10 quarters of the season. And so, it's not just that. It's also that the Jags are one of 2 teams that he has played at least 5 times and never lost to, the other being the Niners. The Jags are a team that there's Mahomes against the Jags. 5-0, 108 rating. One of those was in a playoff game where he was unfairly maimed by a Jags defender and came back in. But here's the most important one. The Chiefs simply have to not turn the ball over.
Correct.
And they will beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Dust, this is the Chiefs the last 4 years. If they lose the turnover battle, they win more than they lose. If they win or tie it, they are 36-2. The 2 are week 1 against the Lions, where the turnover was a pick 6 and 2 years ago, and week 1 this year in Brazil. That's it. And the Jags have made all their money this year on forcing turnovers. They have forced 13 through 4 games after forcing 9 all of last season. So take care of the ball and you win that game on Monday night.
I would be surprised if he doesn't cook. Now, I'm not saying 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last week, 4 touchdowns, almost 300 yards. But I am thinking, Nick, 250-ish and 3 touchdowns. I think that's very much within the realm of possibility, and I think he'll be right around there. And I'm not so sure how great this defense is.
The Jags defense.
Yeah. Like you said, they force turnovers incredibly well. At least they have thus far. 9 interceptions leads the league. 13 takeaways leads the league. But here's the quarterbacks they faced. Bryce Young. I'm sorry, Wiles, but he's struggling.
It's been a rough guy.
All right. Jake Browning, who's been abysmal. He threw 3 interceptions that game, didn't even play the whole game.
I mean, to be fair,
Joe Burrow played a lot of it. Right.
Joe Burrow started.
Yeah, but he played briefly. Mm-hmm. A struggling C.J. Stroud.
Well, the last 2 quarterbacks are 2 of your favorites.
Well, a banged-up Brock Purdy who showed guts and heart just by taking the field.
He was nervous.
Just by taking nervous. He's played in Super Bowls, Wiles. You think he was nervous to play against the freaking Jaguars?
Well, I mean, he didn't play great. But I'm saying the last 2 quarterbacks, though, are quarterbacks you respect.
Yes, but
CJ
and Brock. Purdy a little bit banged up. We'll get to that later.
CJ's been struggling.
And CJ has struggled. And so you said it, Nick, if they don't turn it over, and Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over generally, right? He's got 1 interception this year, and that really wasn't his fault. That was off the hands of Kelsey. So I expect him to play well. I expect them to win. And this defense, like I said, now you're facing the best quarterback in the league. And I expect also Xavier Worthy to just get better. I mean, that was his first game back. So I think he'll be better.
What's his career high in yards?
No, it was the career high in receiving yards.
Yards.
It might actually, because he had a big rushing game too, so it might have.
So I'm not sure, I know the narrative of
But
he's
But
back.
that's not the, but the
No,
narrative.
but he can do that again.
Okay, I just don't know how much
he's-
better. If someone sets their career high, I'm not
I think
willing
he's.
to say like.
he started getting better toward
That's
the
what I
end
was
of
gonna
last
say.
year.
Oh, at the end of
No, stop
the year.
it. Stop it. Prior to the Eagles
he was
game,
great in the
He was
playoffs.
awesome in the
Even-
playoffs. He was better at the end of the regular season.
I'm saying
and
end
like
of the year,
stop it.
I know. I'm not allowed to say that.
And the
This fly.
I know I'm going to kill him during the show. I don't know if it's
He
showing up
better
on
not come
camera.
my way. That's all I got to say. He
the
better not
tenacity
come
on
my
I mean,
way.
KW, but I would agree with you if his career high was if he had 190.
Yeah, it was like
he hasn't had a
89
100-yard
or something.
receiving game yet.
Exactly.
But I want to ask you because I did this last
I have the
Wednesday.
perfect answer. I'm
and
ready.
It caused, honestly, a brief rupture in our relationship.
One of the issues is, okay, you are Mr. Consistency, and you have just a lockbox of takes. I'm out here playing jazz. Dude.
I know.
So you were like, you said. I'm like, did I say that? There's no. I'm like,
So again, we're not rehashing, but so the audience understands the template of this. Last week when we were talking about the Ravens having a terrible defense,
Yes.
I asked the question, so wait, what if the Chiefs win but don't score a lot, like win 20-17? Will you
That would be
come?
bad.
Will you come on here and say, not that why couldn't you score? And I was like, no. That a win against
is
the
a win.
Ravens is great no matter what.
don't know if I said that.
Like you said, I have a lockbox of takes.
Of your
I
takes.
promise you did. Then they scored 37, and what did he do, bro? He was like, the Ravens are good. Poo-pooed it.
He poo-pooed it.
But now the flip side of that coin exists here. If the Chiefs win, in a win, ugly, offensively, 17-13, and the Jags defense, which we showed you the numbers yesterday, they have number one against the pass,
Correct.
forced the most turnovers, I think fifth in points, all that. If the Chiefs win 17-13, are you going to come on here and say, great job?
it's just going to be a gut. It's just going to be a gutty, ugly, kind of
That's what all of
what
last
I like
year
to call
was.
a boa constrictor. Patrick Mahomes.
That's what you're predicting?
That's what I'm predicting.
Gotcha.
Mahomes is going to look at the graphic and
Really?
say,
Wow.
Bryce 2, Browning 3, CJ 2, Brock 2. If I don't turn the ball over, we win. Fine.
So what do you throw out some numbers for Mahomes? Yards, touchdowns.
221 in a touchdown.
Wow.
220.
221 is very specific. I like that.
187 into. But I don't think I got to take a shot.
Why so low?
Because I just don't think. I think it can be. It's a Jalen Hurts-esque game.
So I
think it's just
you think he's going to have zero
You think
completions?
that you think that defense is that good?
No, I just don't
They
think.
haven't
Why
played
take
the
any
toughest
risk?
For the record,
You don't need to knock him out.
He
You
wants
can
to
just
throw deep.
I think so.
Not against this
Yeah,
team.
I mean, I think that KW, you are likely describing, at the very least, the first half. No. I'm not being. No. I don't mean. No,
221.
that's not what I mean. I mean stylistically.
Yeah.
I think that you are correct that the Chiefs will go into this game and say, vanilla. We're not going for fourth downs. We're not putting the ball at risk. We don't believe this Jags offense can go the length of the field on us consistently. With that said, what I do think we might get to see from Patrick this year that we haven't seen really in the last 3 years is if they have a comfortable, not blowout, but comfortable lead, if they're up 10 in the third quarter,
Love it.
that's when they might start airing it out.
That
So
would-
you don't
last
think
year-
they'll air it out, because at
I
least
just
so
think they'll be
far
cautious.
Jacksonville has been good against the run. And
Oh,
so
I
if
think
the
they'll
Chiefs
throw a
don't
lot.
run it
I think
well-
they'll throw a lot, Brew, but I think it'll be that short stuff that we saw a lot of last year. Just because I just think if they don't turn the ball over, they're
He's
not going to lose.
gone deep every game.
Correct, but those games were games he was losing, or the Ravens game, a game where they thought they were going to have to keep up with the prolific offense. This is a little different. Yeah,
I agree with you.
we're on the
We'll
same
see.
page.
I'm saying 250.
I think you just kind of 12-round decision. Just don't even break a sweat.
This is a big game.
Post-game fight, you look normal.
This is a
Mahomes wants the light show.
That would be interesting. If at the very end, you're like, I'm going to air one out.
He wants the light show. I don't blame him.
Meanwhile, you got to stay with us for this story. News out of Cleveland. Flacco's out. Gabriel's in. Shedeur's the same. Will still be QB3 when the Browns travel to London and take on the Vikings Sunday morning. Now, Shedeur was asked about the QB room shakeup and responded in silent pantomime. Bro, your response to this non-soundbite, and then what does this mean long term? That was the question was, what does this mean long term before we sound
get to the sound or whatever that was. He's young. He's 23. He's never been in this position before. He's always been the superstar. So I want to give him some grace, and I like him. So I'll give him some grace. And his dad may have done something he didn't, but you know what I mean? His dad is not politically correct in his answers and responses. The difference is this. His dad was a world-class Hall of Fame athlete, all right? And everything Deion said, even as a coach thus far, he's backed up, okay? Shedeur is not that. Even if Shedeur becomes a very good quarterback, he's not his dad. He's not in that class
and
of
his
athlete.
Dad wasn't a quarterback.
Right,
There's different rules. Fair or not, there's just different rules for quarterback and everybody else.
So someone needs to sit Shedeur down and be like, this is not professional. And this is not going to endear him to the Browns' brain trust or to the other 31 teams. And that's the problem. And I get it, Shedeur, and this was obviously based on last week when he said, I could play better than some of these quarterbacks out there. But Shedeur, this is what he should have said. When they asked him about Dillon Gabriel, I'm happy for Dillon. I hope he makes the most of this situation. Even if obviously you want to be out there playing, would you want to play? Look, I have confidence in myself. I think I'm a good quarterback. Sure, I would love to play, but I'm not, so I'm going to support my teammate. That's it. Just leave it at that. So it's just a bad look. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's a bad look for a quarterback. As far as quickly, Nick, what it'll mean for him, I think he'll get his shot. It all depends on Gabriel. If Gabriel goes out there and plays well and gives them a spark and they maybe win some games, the defense obviously is very good, Shedeur might not see the field if Gabriel's really good. And then next year I think they bring Shedeur back as a backup, I would think. If Gabriel, which is more likely, goes out there and is okay to bad, struggles, at times, then Shedeur will get his shot. And I think most people feel like this. I feel like this is what's going to happen. At some point, Shedeur will get his shot in several games. Yep. He'll be able to start several games. And so we'll see what he can do. But the interview not
listen, this is perfect, actually. I mean, I agree with almost everything Bruce said, but it's perfect because there is now just enough almost credibility for folks that want to be like, no matter what the kid does, you guys kill him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He comes out and says, what do you want him to say? Of course, he didn't say anything bad about his teammate. He just said, I'm better than, some of these other guys, and you killed him. In fact, some folks went on TV and said, shut your mouth. And now he does that. And you're going to kill him for that, too.
So there's that's
out there already.
I think we have to just address that directly. That's sports media. That was Rex Ryan.
So Rex Ryan eviscerated him. Rex said, get your butt in the front of the classroom, kind of implied he's not doing his studying, stop talking, all this stuff. And so I do think this, here is my no fake news hat on this. This is just an opinion. Here is my guess on what happened. Somebody in Shedeur's circle was like, hey, you know what you should do next time they ask you anything? Don't say anything.